Shauna, we spoke on Sunday following the Cardiff Met game, ended phase one with a win. Has anything changed in your assessment of that game since you've had a chance to watch it back?
No, I think we were pretty clear on the day that whilst we were happy to get the 3 points and finish on a high in that sense, there were still multiple chances that we created and dominated key areas, but we weren't, don't know if it was confidence or I'm not sure, but we just weren't clinical enough in the final third, and that's something that we've certainly addressed this week in training. And there's a little bit of a bite now to really kick on into phase two and make sure we're the best version of ourselves.
Well, the phase two fixtures have been released now. It was Wrexham away to kick things off this weekend. It was a close game when we visited the Rock a few weeks ago, losing 1-0, but do you expect more of the same this weekend?
Yeah, a game against Wrexham is always going to be close, and I think it's clear from their recent results, even last night's fixture, that they're a team that can bounce back and won't give up. And I think we pride ourselves on similar values and beliefs as well. But when a team can be keep you on your toes for a full 90 minutes, and then like they did against us, they got one in the dying moments of the game. They did that to Swansea last night, so it's something that we're aware of, and we know that it's not going to be an easy game at all. So in terms of that, it adds excitement, it adds fuel to the fire, and we know that we need to go one further than last time, because I think we did enough in the game to go and win it, and last time we weren't able to do so. So yeah, it's an important game for us that we start phase two on a high, and what better place to do that than at the Rock, but also what better team to do that against in terms of Wrexham being our local derby.
You've referenced Wrexham's midweek fixture there, of course, last night. Obviously, the New Saints didn't have a game this week, so they've had more time to train. Will that give you any sort of advantage going into the game?
Look, I think we're operating in the elite game now, and there's been multiple times now where we've not trained at all and had to go into games. You know, the week of the final, we've had a 3-game week with no training session in that. So everyone's going through the same experiences. And whilst we've trained this week and not had a game midweek, they had a weekend off when we were in the final. So it swings and roundabouts. In terms of us, we're just focused on ourselves. And I think we've had a good week of training this week that should hopefully put us in the best position for us to go and perform on Sunday.
In the press conference last week, we referenced Caitlin Chapman being away with Gibraltar. She did make a debut, played twice in games against Moldova and the Faroe Islands, did very well, and that's obviously great news for Caitlin.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a credit to her that she's worked hard to get this opportunity, and then when she has been away, she's been exceptional, and the feedback from her has been nice to hear, and it's definitely been a confidence booster for her in terms of her own individual performance. But the feedback we've had back from their camp and their coaches has been, yeah, exceptional, like I said. So it definitely fills us with pride, and it's something that we can look forward to now in terms of getting Caitlin back at the weekend and making sure she can go in there and impact the game just like she has done in the last 2 fixtures with her national team.
Well, Caitlin isn't the only player who features for international teams, of course. Mia Davis, she made a debut against Cardiff Met last weekend, was named in Team of the Week, and yesterday she was called up to the Wales under-17 squad, so not a bad few days there for Mia.
Yeah, it's been a great week for Mia, and obviously before that she featured with the under-19s and scored in that game. So in terms of where she's at, and she's sky high in terms of confidence and belief, and we're all about giving young players opportunities should they be ready, and I think she's definitely shown, not only to us as a staffing team, but to every single person involved within the women's setup, that she's ready for this chance. And on Sunday she took it, and then it's then backed up with a call up to a national team camp again. So for her, it's a really good achievement, and another player that we're proud to have involved, because we want players like this to continue to push themselves, but to push us as well in terms of the rest of the group.
You've already won the Gennaro Adran Trophy, of course, into the semi-finals of another cup and in the top 4. What would a successful rest of the season look like for the New Saints?
I think for us, we just need to keep building, and as long as we do that and we have a clear focus on what we want to achieve each game, then the results will take care of themselves. I think we're probably not at the point where we can be as bold as a Cardiff City and say that we want to go out there and win the treble and do all that, because for us, we've just got to be a little bit more realistic with what we can actually achieve this season. But we've already exceeded expectations, and we've smashed every single goal that we set internally. So in terms of confidence and spirit at the moment, it's through the roof, and we're not willing to stop here. We want to push on, and I think that's the biggest thing for us as a group, is that we don't want to be known as a team that had an exceptional 6 months. We want to be known as a team that actually has an exceptional season, and there's a tough 6 weeks ahead to make sure we can be branded as that team.
Just finally, Shauna, what's the injury and availability situation looking like ahead of the game on Sunday? I know we had Mackenzie Hayden-Jones finally make a longer-awaited return last week in the under-19s game.
Yeah, again, I think we keep touching on it that these long-term players are back now, and for us, it's literally just a matter of time where they're going to get their opportunity. So, Ken's is in contention. Obviously, we've got Shan back. We've got other players that have been in and around the squad, but we've not been selecting just due to little niggles. They're all back. So, in terms of picking a 16 for a local derby and first game of phase 2, it's going to be an extremely difficult job. But for us, it's one we're looking forward to making, and we know that the 16 that we choose is a 16 that we believe will go and win the game on Sunday.